The moment Ethan Carter pulled into Willow Lake Estates, he thought he'd found paradise. The shimmering lake, framed by golden sunsets, was the perfect home for his 24-foot sailboat, Saw Starlight Saw, a vessel he'd lovingly restored over a decade. As a 38-year-old engineer, Ethan had saved every penny to live by the water, and this lakefront property with its private dock was his dream come true. The real estate agent swore there were no restrictions on docking personal watercraft, and Ethan double-checked the HOA rules himself. Everything was legal, paid for, and perfect. But on his third morning, at 7 a.m., a sharp knock shattered his peace. Standing on his porch was Victor Hayes, the HOA president, his silver hair gleaming, his face red with indignation. "That boat's an eyesore," Victor barked, jabbing a finger at Saw Starlight Saw. "Move it immediately, or face the consequences." Ethan, still groggy, explained that the HOA rules allowed his boat. Victor's eyes narrowed. "Rules change," he snapped, storming back to his sleek Mercedes. Ethan soon noticed a pattern. Only certain boats were targeted with friendly reminders about new regulations, those belonging to homeowners outside Victor's inner circle. Victor's own flashy speedboat, along with his allies' vessels, sat untouched. Furious but calculated, Ethan began documenting the neighborhood, snapping photos of every dock and violation notice. His elderly neighbor, Clara Thompson, a sharp-witted widow with a treasure trove of local gossip, warned him over homemade scones. "Victor's turned this place into his kingdom. Cross him, and he'll bury you in fines." Clara revealed a bombshell: an old 1978 city map showing Willow Lake as public property, not HOA-controlled. Victor had been passing it off as private for years, a lie that grew as city records digitized and memories faded. Ethan dove into research, scouring property laws and public access rules. At the next HOA meeting, held in a clubhouse dripping with Victor's ostentatious renovations, he confronted the board. Victor, smug at the podium, pushed a new rule banning boats docked longer than 24 hours, flashing misleading photos of cluttered waterfronts. When Ethan pointed out the hypocrisy, Victor's own boat sat permanently docked, the president brushed him off. "It's for the lake's environmental health," Victor lied, as his allies voted 6-1 in favor. After the meeting, a lone dissenter, Dr. Emmeline Gwynn, a pediatrician on the board, whispered to Ethan, "Victor bribed them lower fees, fast-tracked renovations. He's untouchable." But Ethan wasn't done. He found the HOA had ignored its own 14-day notice rule for regulation changes, making the boat ban legally shaky. When a due-law $500 fine and a tow threat arrived, Ethan called the city clerk and a property lawyer. The next morning, as a tow truck rolled up with Victor smirking on the sidewalk, Ethan stepped forward, armed with city ordinances and maps. "This lake's public property," he declared, showing the tow operator proof. Within an hour, Officer Daniel Brooks and city official Sarah Klein arrived, confirming Ethan's claims. Victor's face burned crimson as the tow truck left, his authority crumbling. But Victor wasn't finished. He launched a smear campaign, blasting Ethan as a troublemaker via HOA amilsa clear misuse of resources. Neighbors whispered, some shunning Ethan, others flashing secret support. When a bridge the neighborhood's only link to town closed for emergency repairs, adding a 45-minute detour to commutes, Victor tried to pin it on Ethan's disruptive antics. Ethan saw an opportunity. "The lake's public," he told a packed HOA meeting. "We can boat across to the park in 10 minutes. He offered free shuttle service on Saw Starlight Saw, complete with life vests and a booking system. Residents, desperate to avoid the detour, signed up in droves. Victor, humiliated, announced a luxury shuttle for the board, paid with HOA funds, a move that sparked outrage when it served only his cronies. When the shuttle company bailed after a local reporter, Tom Ellis, exposed the scandal, Victor and his board had no choice. One morning, they shuffled onto Ethan's dock, pride swallowed. "We'd like to use your service," Victor muttered, boarding a boat Ethan had cheekily labeled HOA Justice Ferry. Neighbors stifled laughter as Ethan, ever professional, ferried them across, pitching a VY-shown of community fishing derbies and sailing lessons. Ethan's shuttle became a sensation. Clara organized schedules, a retired naval officer taught safety, and teens helped at the dock. The lake, once Victor's fiefdom, united the community. Reporters flocked, and Councilwoman Laura Bennett praised the initiative, proposing city funds for lake amenities. But Ethan's real weapon was still hidden. Digging through HOA finances, he uncovered $200,000 funneled to Willow Maintenance LLC, a shell company owned by Victor's brother, Nathan Hayes. The payments, labeled Aquatic Services, covered no real work. Worse, Ethan found Victor and his ally, realtor James Sullivan, planned a luxury marina to privatize the lake, with Councilman Robert Klein set to profit through shady deals. At a City Hall hearing on lake ownership, Victor presented a forged document claiming HOA control. Ethan countered with bank statements, architectural plans, and proof of embezzlement. The room gasped as he exposed the marina scheme, tying Victor, James, and Klein to a web of corruption. City Attorney Rachel Kim flagged Victor's document as fraudulent, and Mayor Anna Peterson halted the ownership transfer, launching an investigation. Victor's denials faltered, his composure cracking. The bridge closure ended, but the lake shuttle's legacy endured. Victor, cornered, offered Ethan a deal, dropped the fight for a boat exemption. Ethan refused. "This is about the community," he said. At a new HOA election, overseen by attorney Lisa Harper, Ethan backed Clara for president. Victor's fear-mongering mailers failed against Clara's platform of transparency. On election eve, Ethan dropped his final bombshell, a report confirming the $200,000 fraud, backed by tax records and satellite images showing no lake maintenance. The scheme to claim the lake was a cover for embezzlement. Clara won in a landslide. Victor and James faced charges, and Klein resigned in disgrace.
If you were the one in this story, how would you react? Would you stand up and fight back, or accept the unreasonable pressure and control from the HOA? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with more people. Your small action gives us the motivation to keep bringing you more intense and engaging stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. If you were the one in this story, how would you react? Would you stand up and fight back, or accept the unreasonable pressure and control from the HOA? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with more people. Your small action gives us the motivation to keep bringing you more intense and engaging stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.